All right, good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody liking Printopia so far? Good? Yeah? All right. I am Alan Puccinelli. I'm head of strategic partnerships and creator relations at Prusa 3D. Welcome very much. Thanks for coming out and joining us today. With me, we have our founder, Mr. Josef Prusa himself.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
And the CEO of Printed Solid, our new home, away from home, from the Czech Republic here in Delaware. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
So we're going to keep it casual. We wanted to take the opportunity to share with you some of the exciting things that are coming up, specifically to what fun from Prusa is coming now to the United States. So David's going to share some of that with us, and then we're just going to have a little Ask Me Anything. So think about what questions you might have. It can be anything about the machines, about materials. Obviously, how many of you guys out there, first of all, own a Prusa machine? All right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Who printed something to share and to show? Okay, so when we're done here, please feel free to come up, take selfies, get signatures, all that. We'll do all of that stuff, right? And without further ado, Dave, I'm just going to have you start off really quick and maybe give the high-level announcement about the exciting things that are coming to Printed Solid from Prusa.
So about 2 years ago, Prusa acquired Printed Solid from me.
Closer.
And what we basically did is we knew back then that we were going to bring manufacturing of the filaments and the printers here to the United States, and we've been actively working on that ever since. Thankfully, this year, we're able to get our first rolls out. So we are starting to produce the filaments and the printers here in the United States, and we're going to continue to grow that. Our staff and our facilities has quadrupled as far as a facility size and tenfold on our staff, and we have no thoughts of slowing down yet on this one.
Excellent. How many of you out there have contacted our support at some point for help with something? So one of the very exciting things that we're wanting to announce now is that you're going to be handling support, like you said here. So can you talk a little bit about the team you're putting together and what the process will be as support comes domestic here?
Absolutely. So we actually have a full support team here in the United States. So now instead of sending your printers overseas for repairs, it will actually go through our facility and our engineers. And all of our engineers are directly tied back to Prusa's engineers. They attend all the same meetings, have the same software. They are perfectly identical in every single way.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So as I'm looking at you and at the famous T-shirt, who of you saw my tweet explaining the Print USA? I guess I will tell the funny story, but I'm sorry, I'm here for like 15 minutes and I'm already starting to lose my voice. But when I came for Maker Faire New York for the very first time, and I was introducing myself to people, and hey, I'm Prusa, everyone was like, oh, I thought that it means like Print USA. I did not realize it's a name and from somewhere else. So after a couple of events, repeating the same story again and again was, how to say it? It wasn't fun. So I tried to make the funny T-shirt, which we are kind of famous for, with a little bit of a broken English. But I'm very happy that finally, the Print USA, what people originally thought is happening, and we are fortunate enough to be able to start up manufacturing here in the United States.
So we talked about support, but in addition to support, we're bringing materials here. Can you talk about what the plan is there, where we're starting, and what people can start to expect to see available in the store from Prusa?
So we've actually already brought over one of the Prusa extrusion lines. So the exact same equipment is actually built for them. The humor of it is, as I like to say, is that it's actually built for European power. So, you know, I have to get that here in the States. So we are literally copying them 100%. That's been the most important part and the most fun, because we get to get their polymer guys to come over here, sit down with us, go through the machine and work it out. In fact, there's a lot of I should say software and back end that literally still goes directly to Prusa every single time we do anything. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I think when you are printing the label, the print job goes from the server in Prague to the printer in the office or in the manufacturing place.
And it was very important. And quite literally, the funniest things about it is that you're very proud of where you get your products and your materials and your equipment and everything like that. And I'm buying Epson printers that are only available in Europe. And I'm buying all of the little tools and the hand tools. I have torque wrenches that are only available in Europe, just because I want to make sure that we're doing it the exact same way. It's a lot of fun, because trying to get that stuff shipped over is very interesting.
Yeah, and to make it even easier on us, at the same time we are basically doubling the production which we have in Prague. So there's only a couple of guys who can set up the line from start to finish, right? These are the best of the best we have. So they were shuffling between the two places, and we actually got it up faster here in the States, but there's still a couple more lines in Prague we have.
The next thing you're going to see out of all this is that with us bringing the printer manufacturing over here and the Prusa manufacturing over here, is that expansion can happen in parallel across both locations, yes, and they can go a lot faster with everything.
Yes.
Joe, can you elaborate just a little bit more on what the growth is? Like, I don't know if we want to share like how many lines, but like the size when we first started Prusa and where it is now, just to give people a sense of magnitude.
So we started with 6 lines in Prague. Now we will have 30 lines in Prague. And how many do we have here?
Right now we're at 4 lines here.
Yes.
And is there a goal to, do we have a specific number yet, or is it just as you bring them online? Your goal is to eventually, so it's a competition across oceans.
Competition. I mean, he has to pay for both of them, but I want to have more than him.
I will allow as many as you can operate.
It sounds like you win either way, so that's a good thing.
We'll both win.
Have any of you out there been to Prague and seen the factory? Okay. Well, first of all, if you haven't had the opportunity, there's been a couple of fantastically produced videos now. I highly recommend, and I think the latest one was the 2024 version that we released maybe earlier in the year, which is an incredible overview. And if you have the opportunity to visit Prague, anybody can visit. You can send an email.
Yes, if you are in Europe and want to do a quick 1-2 day visit in Prague, you can always ping our customer support either on live chat or through email, and we are doing a little tours. Obviously, it is not as extensive as in the video Pooch mentioned, because the full tour takes over 4 hours. But you get to see the alpacas, you get to see the farm, you get to see a little bit of manufacturing and the filament production. But the filament production will be able, the last few lines will be moved in a couple of weeks. So you hurry up.
Yeah. So it's an exciting time of growth. I think you guys have done a good overview, but I would love to open it up to you guys. What I'll do is I'll come down so you guys can use my mic. And oh, you already got it? Yeah, but then I have to sit here and look. Okay, do I at least get to call on people? Apparently this is a union gig here, so we have to keep people well employed and whatnot. All right, who has some questions for either Dave or Joe? And we'll just feel that it's casual. Anything. It can be about machines. It can be about Prusa USA. Let's go. Hands up. All right, starting back here, please.
Can you hear me? So with the transition to printed solid, do you expect a drop in landed costs for U.S. customers to include filament and printers?
Did you hear that fully?
We are working on that. It's surprising how the costs have been shifting, but our goal is to get prices closer and closer as much as we can to a point.
Yeah, there are some interesting facts. For example, we've been talking about this a couple of weeks ago. We are using NatureWorks resins for making the filament, and we can actually, even though it's made here in the United States, we can get it cheaper in Europe. So everything is a little bit of shuffling, but once we get up to the scale, our goal is to have the same pricing everywhere. But you know, when you look at the prices we have in Europe, they are without the taxes and VATs, but here at Printed Solid they are included in the price.
Thanks for the question. Who's next? Over here.
Thanks for taking my question. I own an XL, and anytime I need parts for it, except for nozzles and a few things, I have to get them from Czechoslovakia. Is Printed Solid going to start distributing Prusa replacement parts in the U.S.?
Yes, so the eventual goal, and we are working with them on it, is that Printed Solid, anything that's sold in the Prusa store at prusa3d.com will be available through Printed Solid. And we're working to narrow the gap from when they launch a product to when we actually have it in our store ready to go as well. There's a lot of coordination, but we're getting there.
Yeah, the number, it doesn't seem big until you think about it, but the number of SKUs, the different products, is astounding with all the revisions of the machines and all the replacement parts. So we are struggling with keeping stuff in our warehouse too. But for example, all the upgrade kits, but we are working in making it easier that you will have just all the replacement parts to make the upgrade kit and to make the process smoother. So we do not have to specifically stock it.
One of the nice things you'll notice is that when the 4 launched, it took us almost 4 months to kind of get stock here at Printed Solid. The 4S has launched, and we're about 30 days to get stock. So that keeps getting narrower and narrower, and we're going to see that across the entire product line.
Great question. Right behind you next, sir.
Here you go, sir.
Hi there. Do you see ordering through one site and then fulfillment based in either Europe or the U.S. based on destination or inventory?
Good question. Do we see orders happening in Prague that can potentially come over? Dave, you can speak to this, that can come to the U.S.?
So
to be
if you want to
fulfilled.
have a very entertaining weekend, there's this thing called the GDPR. This is a really long document about how Europe can't share any data. So if Joe here wants me to ship a package to you, he can't give me your address, even if you tell him it's okay. Mm-hmm. You have to give me your address separately, and then I have to verify with him. But he can't tell me that. So it's very complicated, and we are working through that and organizations to finish that out. But it's the exciting part of the business where we get to spend a lot of time with lawyers and legal and politicians. But it's something we haven't said no yet to.
Yeah, certainly GDPR is pain to implement, but at the same time, the fact that we are fully compliant with it gives a great message that about the safety of your data.
Yes.
If I could jump in, Joe, with a quick question for you, because you bring up safety and we talk about certifications and stuff. Very recently, we had UL Green Guard certification as I believe one of the first filaments out there. Can you explain what that means to people and why that should matter to them?
So So just a couple of weeks ago, we published that we have the first desktop printer which is certified by UL for the emissions, which it is always tested together with specific materials because the materials play a big role in it. So with Prusa and PLA and PETG on the open Mark IV, the particulates and emissions are completely safe, and I think that puts an end.
And this is on open frame printers, not on enclosed printers.
Yes, this is on the open, and we quickly got the certification for the Mark IVs, and we are in the process of certification for the XL and other machines.
So the reason I bring it up is just because the company is based out of the Czech Republic doesn't mean that we're not looking at what the American standards are. UL is the American standard here, Underwriters Laboratory, and we take safety very seriously. And my understanding too is I assume that any standard of Prusa cement or material will be held to the same standard whether we produce it here in the US or in the Czech Republic.
We meet every single requirement, and we are identical. We're using the same chairs in our offices as they use over there. That's how specific we're getting.
I mean, the lines are set up in a way that it can't be done differently because the line will not allow you to produce the sticker and everything.
So the test should be we should blindfold a worker and they will never know if they're in Czech Republic or US if we do it right. It's that.
That's exactly the plan.
That's exactly the plan. Okay.
We're working towards that. We're going to start actually exchanging employees on a regular across all the departments so that we can do those type of things.
Oh, very cool. So there'll be some employee cross-training and sharing.
Exactly.
Nice.
That way we have the benefit of both.
Excellent. Other questions? Over here in the flannel.
Flannel. You go, sir?
Hi. So Prusa talks a lot about sustainability, committing to sustainability at the home base. How are you making sure that commitment ports over to operations in the U.S.?
You want to start with that, Joe?
That's a great one. Well, what we have to do is that every single thing that we do here, we have to either do the same thing or find the equivalent. My favorite one recently, I forgot the exact name of them, but they have a green initiative for their boxes over there. Well, I had to get boxes made here, but the European initiative, I had to find the exact parallel over here in the States to get the boxes made here. So I went through multiple supply houses to make sure we got that. In addition to that, all of the environmental enforcers, as I call them over there at Prusa, actively work with me and call me and make sure that we're doing the same thing here. We are working towards making it so that the printed solid is Prusa USA. That's what we're working towards.
And if you look at the grand scheme, just the fact that we are doing the manufacturing here, and we are getting renewable boxes and all that stuff, because we do not ship the boxes from Europe to US just to package it here. Just that saves a lot.
That's a really great question. Thank you for that. Just as a time check, we got about 10 minutes left, so we can take a couple more questions. How about right here in the black hat?
Sir, here you go.
I was curious if I know you guys can't share information, but like I've got a couple of Prusa printers, and I do get, when I buy some parts and things, I get a discount if I buy them from Czechoslovakia. Would I get the same discount somehow if I bought them from printed solid rather than buying them from the Prusa site itself?
Right. At this point, we don't have the extra discount in there just because of that sharing problem. Yep. The only thing that we've gotten full authority to share for the GDPR is tech support. So if you have a problem with your printer and you need to ship it in for repair or need one of us here in the States to take care of it, that data is being shared. We are hoping with the back end of software to connect it to at some point. We just don't have that actively going.
Yeah, I think the important thing to understand is very well the concerns, and it is stuff we are very actively working on, but it is massive undertakings to move some of these things. But as I understand it,
Companies coming together.
there are some solutions that we're happy to share.
I mean, the meetings between the lawyers and the GDPR and everything, they are very fun. Very fun.
I just want to build stuff, but half my day is lawyers, taxes, and politicians.
Yeah, I mean, if you would tell me 10 years ago what I will be busy with instead of tinkering with the machines, I would not believe you. But some things have to be done for business to run.
To do it right. Yeah, the one thing that broke my heart is that I had to hire an engineer to lead the extrusion room, and that's my favorite thing to do. So I have to walk through there, and he will tell me to go back to my office because, yeah, and then I'll go back there and do payroll.
Thank you for your question. We have a question up here in the front.
We have a battle bots over there. And I can hear every single nick there, but when the question is being asked.
I'll try to repeat the question when it comes in. How about that?
So more on the side of the machines themselves, going forward, is Prusa going to be primarily focusing on like the average 3D printer hobbyist consumer, or more leading into more specialized printers like the Prusa XL and Prusa Pro series?
Will Prusa focus? What will Prusa's focus be for machines? Was it every person or more specialized, like things like XL, HT90, Prusa Pro?
I would say a little bit of everything. For example, the Mark IV, Mark IVS, and the i3 series in the back, it's been great in a way that it is affordable, so a regular person can buy it, but at the same time as reliable thanks to our farm that we have like Volkswagen and other auto manufacturers using it exclusively. So we've got a lot of experience, but it makes sense for us to also use the technology we have to make a little bit more specialized machines, and we get to play with much larger bill of materials, which allows us to spread our wings a little bit more and to experiment with some more expensive stuff. For example, we've learned a lot on making the HT90 cooling system, and it is not exactly the same, but we've learned a lot about the high pressure fans and how to make the cooling better, so it trickled down a little bit.
I think one of the important things to take away actually is it's always been, and I don't want to speak for you, but you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's always been a core belief or ethos of Prusa that we don't leave the old stuff behind. We are still issuing firmware supports for like Mark II and early machines. So
yeah,
that will continue to be a thing.
Yes, of course. To reiterate, we will never going to quit the consumer market and this price range of the machines.
The best way to look at it is that Prusa definitely is now and always will be for the makers. That's their focus. That's what they do really well. But in recent years, they started hiring more people and putting them in a little separate building and saying, all right, you guys take care of all that boring business junk. So they have to go back and find the consumer equipment and find the ways to make it apply to businesses. And the great part of it is that there's such a narrow line between the two for Prusa because they build such a kind of a nice machine that all I got to do is just figure out the logistics for selling it to a business. It's one of the great benefits.
Yeah. All right, we got time for maybe 2, maybe 3, depending on how quickly. Over here. Yeah, in the...
Yep, here you go.
Up front here.
Hello there. Here's a good softball question for the three of you. What's your favorite filament?
Say that again. What's our favorite?
Filament. Like, what would be your usual go-to in your machines?
What is your favorite filament, guys?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would say the first is Galaxy Black, PLA, because that is just such a good all-rounder, but, well, tied for first place is the PC Blend. Especially because I have HT90 at home. It brings it to completely another level. The PC Blend was designed for open frame printers, so you can print with polycarbonate without any enclosures, and it's great. But when we started using it on HT90, it's like a whole another level. So these are my two picks.
I will have to jump out here because I will have to say that, sorry, I love my beige 500 from the Jesse line that we make. If there's any old Commodore Amiga fans, I came up with that color to match the exact same case color as the Amiga 500 because I wanted to repair my old computer at home. And we make it, and I love that one just for that reason.
So when we brought this up, we should have some time on Monday. You know what we should do? We should try to replicate the PS1 color.
Oh, the PS1 gray?
That is my generation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. For those of you who don't know, Dave Randolph's a big retro computer guy, and you have like a little museum of pieces. Is it at your house now, or is it at Printed Solid?
No, it's all at my house, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I have a few hundred computers just sitting in the
Anybody out there into
basement.
retro gaming, retro PCs? It's good stuff. And to answer your question, for me, it's got to be PCCF lately. I've been using it for everything, like a phenomenally strong, robust. You can use it in automotive. We obviously use it on the printers for the very temperature-sensitive parts. It's just a fantastic, fantastic material, and it just looks so good. It just hides any layers and all that stuff. So I love it.
So
I love
matty.
it. It's very matty. Yes. All right. Maybe one more. How about over here?
Here you go.
We might be able to do two. We got 3 minutes left.
I'll try to be quick. I'm going to put you on the spot. If you recall, 5 years ago at the show before this one, you announced the Prusa Mini. Can you tease anything that's in the pipeline for new introductions?
Oh. Can we tease anything that announced is the question.
I cannot tease anything, but I was asking in one of the groups what people would like to have in the Mini 2. It got very few replies, and one of them was tool changer, which obviously is not going to happen.
Mini tool changer.
But if any of you have any idea, just send us your feedback, and we will see what we can do.
I'm assuming you are aware, though, we did input shaping. That did get a pretty good upgrade very recently.
Yeah.
But you're right, the original framework was
That is technically a Mini 2.
Mini Plus. Yeah. How about one more question? You guys up for one more? Okay. How about right up here?
Yep.
And I'm sorry. And if we didn't get to you, if you want to approach us after, we'll be here for a little bit.
Yep.
Could you talk about why Prusa has selected and kept the 0.4 nozzle shape for as long as it has, instead of maybe moving down to a 0.2 or a 0.6 as like the standard issue shipping nozzle for the Prusa printers?
Great question. So why did we stay with the 0.4 nozzle for so long instead of maybe changing sizes? Or when we did change sizes, why did we come back to 0.4 on XL?
The 0.4 is such a good all-rounder that it just makes the most sense. It makes the most people happy, and it is the safe default. And for example, it is not technically possible to have it like you can select the nozzle when you ship, because that would just quintuple the SKUs for each of the versions. But I'm very happy about the new nozzles, especially with the on the Mark 4, Mark 4S with the new
high flow,
with the new high flow, but with the new tools, so you can just unscrew it and screw a new one in. It's just super fast and convenient to change.
Good questions. Guys, thank you so much for coming out. If we didn't get to your question, please come by the Prusa booth. We're giving away a Mark 4S for anybody that wants to come and sign up on the interest list. Come say hi to Joe, get some selfies, signatures, all that stuff, and we'll be around. Everybody enjoy your time here at Printopia. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.